Hello, this is Dr. Jerry Dreesen, and again, welcome to another live Facebook broadcast with the AOPP. And today, what I want to do is talk about PEMF and the athlete. And those of you that are treating people, you know, athletes are kind of a special type of person where what we have is, hold on here, there we go. Their main focus is to continue to compete, and you know how stubborn they can become. And the idea is just patch me up, coach, send me back out there. And so what's great about using a PEMF machine is that you can use PEMF to refresh the muscle and blood in the system and get them so that it's reoxygenated and that they're back in the field playing. And I'm just having a problem with my graphics. There we go. And so basically PEMF will refresh the muscle and the blood, and it also refreshes the I'm just going to go to full screen. Hold on a second. Oh, I love technical difficulties. Okay, tell you what we're going to do. I'm just going to go off the board here and jump back in. What I wanted to do is just have a little graphic up here, but I can just go through my notes here. And so, yeah, basically PEMF, what it does is it refreshes the ADP and turns it back into ATP. And what that means is that the athlete themselves can perform at a higher level. So along with more energy, there's going to be more endurance and more stamina, but also a faster recovery. So if you can imagine having somebody that's in an event and it's halftime, or they take a break and they jump off court or whatever it is that they're doing, and you throw the PEMF unit on whatever it is that they're using. For me, was going to a powerlifting competition. So I was using back and shoulders and legs and quads, and we hit all of those areas 5 minutes on each side with the high power PEMF. And they would walk back into the competition totally refreshed. And they were like, what is this again? You know, they were just thinking what they're used to, and it's some sort of a physical therapy device, like a TENS unit, where they're getting numb. And that's not what this does. They have full sensation of what's going on, and their muscles just don't feel as fatigued. So you can see how this is used in the professional ring now. We've got football players, there's basketball and teams, football teams and basketball teams, and baseball and golf, all the professional sports, volleyball. And now there's a lot of athletes going out talking about how they use PEMF. If you go through our thread, you'll see a little story about Lance Armstrong and how PEMF helped him out. And next week, we'll be talking about Shaquille O'Neal and PEMF. Now, the other thing that's really great about this is it can be for non-professionals. For example, Olympic athletes. They're just as professional as everybody else, but they don't have that professional tag on them. And so the pre-training and post-training using PEMF is huge for these people. So if you can get into a facility that has these athletes, you can definitely get in there and begin treating them and helping them not only before and after their events, but recovering from injuries. And so the injury recovery system, if they can get back out there and perform at 100% and not have that injury hold them back on performing a certain part of their event or getting a few more reps in, you're going to become a very important person in their regime as far as getting better. On the other side, PEMF is also perfect for going into gyms and setting up, and just, now we're talking about the weekend warriors. They're just working out to stay in shape. They're, you know, they may have an Ironman coming up or a mud runner that they want to be a part of, or people that are, you know, they signed up and they said, you know what, this is the year I'm going to make a difference. And they start a workout program. Well, any of you that's ever started a workout program that have never done that, realize how sore your body gets after the second or third day. That first day, you don't feel anything. The next day, you're a little sore. And then day 3, it's like, I'm not going to work out if I feel this bad all the time. So that's one of the great things about PEMF is it goes in and it refreshes everybody in what their workout product is. And I, in my practice, I see a lot of people, it's like, yeah, I tried working out, I didn't like it, it hurt too much. It's like, well, did you know that if you are working out consistently, that tenderness or that pain goes away? It takes 3 days to show up and 10 days to go away, as far as the fibers and stuff tearing apart. And that's, you know, getting shredded and having that system happen. But PEMF is definitely going to treat that and make that better. So now, like I said, you've got gyms, you've got health clubs, going to competitions. So if you've got a friend that's in a competition, like a Tough Mudder, probably not if you don't want to get your equipment all dirty, but, you know, it could be before. I have to think more on that one. Or indoor competitions. So, or something where the person's not totally full of mud when they're done, where you can put this on them afterwards. So it'd be marathons, things like that, you know, set up on a tent, get a 10 by 10 tent and have your PEMF device there. And, you know, you can do a free sample. It's like, let me, you know, give me the worst part of your body right now that hurts. So let me just do 5 minutes, and you do that. And so that's kind of how you build your clientele. Or maybe you can partner with somebody that's already at the event, like a chiropractor or, you know, a physical therapist or somebody that's wrapping ankles, or even the triage room where they're, you know, people are coming in wounded or injured or sprained ankles. It's a perfect place to set up too. And also sporting events. So they don't have to be professional sporting events. It can be events with your kids. It can be, you know, the high school stuff. And so there's a lot of places where you can take your device and set up and be a part of that. Places where I would go into vitamin stores and set up and do PEMF. And people would come by and it's like, what is this? And my line is, where do you hurt? Where's your biggest pain? It's my elbow. Let's put this on for 5 minutes. Tell me what you think. And so, and that was great. And the vitamin stores loved me because they would promote me coming in. And that was a way of them to attract their clients. So that's a really good way of doing like a screening with PEMF and getting into a store once a month if they have space for you. And again, it's a very small space that you need. So when you're treating athletes, some of the areas to think about where I see a lot of sprains and strains is the neck. It's going to be in the shoulders. It'll be in the back. It'll be in the arms and the hands, and that's the upper body area. I didn't realize that a lot of weightlifters and stuff, they do a lot of hand stuff. And they like grab carpet and they pull and they do rope pulls, and so their hands are all messed up. And when I was at a powerlifting event, a lot of guys were saying, yeah, my hands are all messed up. And so I would have the double loop, and they put their hands and hold the double loop, and I'd put it on high, literally on high for 5 minutes, because you don't feel it as much in the extremities. And as soon as they were done, and they would just look at their hands and they would look at me and look, and it's like, what did you just do? You know, it's like, it's like magic for people who've never had it done before. So, look, if you're in a gym, look around and see where, you know, people are working just a single part of their body, and say, hey, you know, when you're done with that, and done with your reps, come and see me for 5 minutes. I want to show you something really cool. You know, just things like that. And again, if you can get a relationship in a gym with people, and even with personal trainers, just show up, you can make them look great too, because they can do the training and you can make the person feel good and not hurt as much. So they come back sooner and work with the personal trainer, not drop out. Now, once we have worked that upper area, then when you get down to the lower area, of course, you've got the lower back. You've got legs, you've got calves, you've got feet, you've got ankles. So now you're getting into, you got the power lifters, and you've got the marathoners, and you've got the sprinters. And so each one of those is a different muscle group. But again, the main thing is you can put ice on some of these areas, and that's gonna go so deep. But what's great about PEMF is that it is deep tissue recovery. It goes all the way to the bone. It goes into the bone. It heals fractures. So it's amazing what it can do once it's put over an area. And so these people are going to learn that it is different than heat, that it is different than ice. And it is a product that's designed to go in and not make it numb. It's not an analgesic. It actually brings in that frequency, and it changes things. And the reason it feels different is because it is different. It's that it's healed. You've got more oxygen in the blood. You've got better blood flow. You've got decreased inflammation. You've got stem cells. You've got, cellular activity that's designed to heal. And so all of that happens in just a tiny little container and for a short period of time. Now, a lot of people, when I talk to them about treating athletes, it's like, well, how often should they be treated? And to me, the bottom line is, as far as treatment protocols, is after every practice, after every game, and you want to hit probably 5 to 10 minutes on each body part that's affected. And as you get more into the elite athlete, you'll understand that is a great program to do. So based on what they are, if they're a rower, then you definitely want to get low back, you want to get upper back, you want to get shoulders, you want to get biceps. So if you did 5 minutes on each side, that's a half hour of treatment time just for that. And then in closing, if you want to learn, if this is new to you, if the AOPP is new to you, and you are looking at wanting to learn more, our organization is designed to create we have a certification program, so you can become certified. In this little logo right up here, you can have that on your website saying that you're a certified member, and that you've gone through an education and training, and you've taken a test, and that you become certified. Now, if you're just interested in PEMF and what it's all about, similar to what I'm talking about now, we have a video series, and I'll put a link down below where there are 4 or 5 different videos that talk about PEMF and what it's all about and how it's used, so that it gives you even more to know, and then what to look for if you are interested in getting a PEMF product yourself. So it's a great way of understanding what this is all about and why it works. And again, it's a product that doesn't even have to touch you. I've treated people with the PEMF device a half-inch away from them, and they can still feel it. It's just, once you understand the science, it makes sense. But it's a pretty, I guess I would say, magical product. But it has a lot of good events that happen, and it treats people in a healthy way. And I have yet to find an athlete that I treat that walks away from it. They'll set up a time, and they'll come into the clinic, and they'll set up maybe 15-20 minutes twice a week while they're working on an area during their training, and we've had great results. So that is it on PEMF and the athlete. I want to thank you for bearing with me on some of my snafus here, and oh, there it is again. Let me try one more time. I promise I will have this. There we go. I'm gonna pause that. Okay, and I want to thank you for joining us. And again, I'll have the links down below for what I talked about. And is there a way that you can reach me by telephone? Is one of the questions. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll just I'll instant message you, Wendy, with that information, and then feel free to give me a holler, because anything that I can do to reach out and help you guys with using PEMF, that's what the association is all about. So with that, again, thank you. Have a great rest of your day, and then I'll see you again next week.